another edition of Friday Night Football featuring the Lorain Titans versus your very own Cleveland Heights Tigers. I'm your play-by-play, Paul Raggo DeFranco, with my color, Dresden Dale. Dresden, I'm looking forward to another incredible matchup tonight.
Anytime you get to see Darion Fair in person, Paul, it's going to be a special night. Can't wait to watch Cleveland Heights quarterback take the stage once again here on Friday night.
It's going to be a good one. It seems the Lorain Titans have selected to defer, so they will kick off to start this one. And as you mentioned, we will see Darion Fair to start, and man, was he explosive last week.
Big plays littered all over, averaging over 11 yards per rush. And we saw it last week taking this Cleveland Heights offense right down the field on every possession they had the ball. And he was unbelievable to watch, and not only can he get done with his legs, but also with his arm as well.
As you mentioned, he can do it all on the ground. Already has 11 rushing touchdowns on the year. 3 of those came last week against Akron. So let's see what he can do. But as you mentioned, he can also do it through the air as well. It's going to be exciting to see.
It's showtime! Are you ready?
Beautiful crowd tonight. The stands are packed. Looking forward to see their Tigers. And the kick is away. Received at the 10. He's got some room. And taken down across midfield. That was Henry Perriman Jr. on the return for the Tigers.
Perriman last week had a couple of nice tackles on defense and starts this game off with a great kick return. Awesome field position for Darion Fair in this offense.
So not only do we have Darion Fair, but we also have Amar Lakes. He's the backup. We saw him play a little bit last week. We'll see if he'll get a few reps. We saw him do it through the air, and we saw him get a few big runs as well.
Yeah, Lakes almost just as good of a threat as Fair from the quarterback position. Bisker lined up in the backfield here on the first play of the game as well.
Looks like we're ready to flag on the field. And already 5 free yards here for the Tigers, as one of them jumped off sides. So the first play from scrimmage is going to start at the 35-yard line. So already Cleveland threatening. Fair under center. He's going to keep it. Fits it out to the right. This is the Marquise Davis trying to get the corner and take down inside the red zone. So play number 1 goes for a big gain.
See the option right away, Paul. Rides that Bisker on the inside handoff, pulls it as the defensive end crashed in, and then decides to pitch it out, like you mentioned, and off to the races for a big first down in the first play of the game for Davis. As good as Darion Fair runs the ball and throws the ball, he also is electric at pulling the ball and faking the ball on running plays on the option. Very smart quarterback.
Play number 2, going to give it to Bisker. Still going, he'll fight for a few yards. And yeah, as you mentioned, we saw Fair on a number of times completely fool that Firestone defense last week on those read options.
It's almost like Chris Paul from basketball, and Chris Paul is so good at passing as far as like distributing the football to, the basketball. And Darion Fair distributes it really well to his running backs, even in the run game. Knows when to pull it, when to keep himself.
Another run to Bisker. And he fights for another couple of yards inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be third down coming up from the 9.
It's already be the 4th play for Cleveland Heights. Last week they scored a touchdown in the first 3 plays of the game. It only took them 3 plays to get in the end zone. So we do see a little bit better defense so far from Lorain than Cleveland Heights faced last week.
Exactly. Plus, of course, the Tigers start off already on the other side of the 50. This time, he's going to keep it, and he will walk into the end zone. Darion Fair had the option to pitch it or keep it. The hole opened up, and he just walks into the end zone.
Another great showing from Darion. It's so fun to watch. Just when he makes that little move on the defender, decides what to do with the football, puts his head down, gets a touchdown. They're unstoppable on offense.
They really are. We saw it last week in that blowout victory against Akron. They did it in 4 drives in that drive number 1. This one took 6. And they go right down the field. got a quick stoppage before the extra point attempt. Get a quick substitution as Quincy Rogers has come off the field. Jeffrey Ward coming on. Rogers lost his helmet on that previous play, had to come out of play. And the kick is good. So a quick start, 7-0 lead here for Cleveland. But now we're going to get a chance to see Lorain Titans offense and how they respond.
Your Cleveland Heights Tigers 7.
Gabe McKay getting ready to tee this one off for Cleveland. We saw last week, he's got a heck of a leg on him.
He's very good. Also positions it very well. Can pinpoint it to the sideline exactly where he wants to put it. Very rare for a high school kicker to be able to do that, like McKay.
What impressed us most about last week was the way their special teams was able to pin Akron deep. And now we got a muff. He's going to have to scoop it up inside the 5. And takes a big hit. Just crosses the 10. So tough starting field position here for Lorain on their first offensive drive of the game.
Looks like I was number 13, Jamel Miller, and number 14, Tay Turner back there, hustling down on special teams. We mentioned it several times last week, but the special teams unit for Cleveland Heights is as well coached as any special teams unit that I've seen in high school, hustling on every kickoff, every punt, getting down there and making plays, and it shows up as bad field position already for Lorain due to Cleveland Heights hustle.
And now we are going to see Chase Davis starting at quarterback here for Lorain.
Chase, just a sophomore, standing 5'10", 180 pounds. Also plays linebacker for them sometimes as well.
Lorain takes it, feeling the pressure. There's a cross, makes the completion. That one was caught by Ryan DiBernardo, a sophomore. Well, you saw that that Cleveland Heights defensive line got in there in no time. Forced Davis to have to get rid of that one quickly. Davis in the shotgun. One man in the backfield. He's going to hand it off in a big hole. This one is John Solomon. Taken down at the 45-yard line. Wow, what a burst of speed there from Solomon.
Solomon, first touch of the game. In the game notes, says he's one of their best players, and first touch for him shows exactly why.
I mean, the way he just exploded through that hole. Looks like Cleveland Heights going to have to keep an eye on him. Already his first touch goes big. Again, they're going to go to him, but that time it is blown up in the backfield. That was the tackle by Ashawn Sims, who's in there. As there was a swarm of black jerseys all over Solomon on that one.
Getting some good pressure right away, at least penetration, up front for Cleveland Heights defense on first pass of the game, and then that rush. Defensive line doing a great job.
Davis again in the gun. We're going to have 5 wide receivers. Empty backfield. Sends DiBernardo in motion. He's going to take the snap. Has time. He's going to take off and run. Lowers his shoulder and driven back. Be a pickup of a couple of yards. And they'll bring up a 3rd and long.
What a tackle by Owen Bisker. Stands Davis straight up, drives him back. Doesn't allow too many yards there. Bisker getting tons of looks by colleges, several D3 offers, also has a smaller D1 school. And you see exactly why. Great form tackler, steps up, makes a nice play for this Tigers defense.
And of course, Bisker is a do-it-all player, also the running back for Cleveland Heights. He's an incredible player. Again, the shotgun throws it out to the flat. Risky throw. Intended receiver there was John Solomon. He had to play a little bit of defense there to keep the defender from picking that one off, and he would have taken it to the house.
I like the play call, but Davis needs to get rid of that ball as soon as he catches the ball. Screens like that, they have a second where they're open, but you can't let the defense close on the receiver. In that time, Cleveland Heights all over that, reads it very quickly, and if Davis could have just been about half a second quicker, might have had a play in space for his receiver, but unfortunately, you have to punt now for Lorain.
4th and 7, they're going to punt at their own 48-yard line after a promising start to the drive. Remember, they were pinned deep in their own end zone to start that one. The punt is away. Short kick, but it takes a Lorain bounce. And it'll be touchdown at the 20-yard line, and that's where we see Cleveland Tigers start drive number 2.
Paul, we have now called a full game for Cleveland Heights and then one drive on offense. Have they yet to not score a touchdown on any drive on offense?
We have not, besides that final drive in that game last week where they kneeled the ball down, they scored a touchdown in every single one of their offensive possessions, which is unfathomable if you really think about it.
And they still had it on like the 10-yard line. They took those kneels down. This offense is as fun to watch as any offense that I've been able to watch this year, and I mean, they look really good.
And again, it all goes back to Darion Fair, the leader of that offense. We saw him doing a lot with his legs, but it's really fun to see him open it up through the air. We'll see if the Tigers go to that today. Fair under center. Sends Davis in motion. He's going to hand it out to him. And Davis still going and eventually wrapped down after a gain of a few large, kind of a misdirection play there by the Tigers.
Didn't want to go down. Almost was able to break free from that one tackle on the ground, but unfortunately has to go down. Defense there for Lorain. Linebackers reading that very well, getting out in space very quickly. The linebackers do have some speed for them. They've been all over the field so far, so definitely something to watch if you're Cleveland Heights coaching staff.
And already it seems like the Tigers are looking to get Bisker more involved offensively. Wasn't too involved last week, but didn't need him. Scored over 50 points, but looking to get him some touches here early. This time Fair's going to keep it on the read option, and Fair off to the races. Across the 50. Fair will not be touched as he scores. Wow, on a simple read option play that he just shows off his explosiveness. He takes it for 6.
Darion Fair, you are ridiculous. That little move he put on that linebacker, and then as soon as he gets past the first couple steps, he's gone. That kid lights out speed, gets open space, just goodbye. You can't catch him.
Wow.
I have to say, as soon as he got to like the 50, I mean, there's literally zero chance for the defense to catch him. He was gone. So fast.
It was a simple read option. Himself and Bisker decide to keep it, and man was at the right move. Untouched as he takes it to the house. And just like that, Cleveland Heights are up 2 scores. Almost the exact same script as last week against Akron.
This time only needing 2 plays to score on that drive. Unbelievable.
And the kick is good by McKay. Nearly automatic. $14-0. Now Dresden, your Lorain heavy underdogs coming to this one. Already see yourself down 14-0. What do you do to respond?
You gotta try and score a touchdown. Be a little bit more aggressive. As soon as you get past the 50, start going for 4th down. If it's 4th and reasonable, obviously, 4th and 25, don't want to go for it. But 4th and 5 or shorter, let's go for it. Let's try and pick up a touchdown. We saw last week with Akron Firestone. Once they fell behind, you can't come back against Cleveland Heights. They're a run-first team who can run the clock out on you, and they have the backs and the quarterback to do it to you. So you can't let this lead get too much greater than a two-score game. Once it gets past the 2-score game, it's really out of your hands at that point. So huge drive coming up for Lorain.
I think you hit it right on the head. One of the things, kind of wanted to see from Akron last week was to go for it in the 4th and short distances. They decided to punt. You know, you have to take advantage of every possible offensive possession you have here. So let's see if Lorain does it. They keep up the aggressiveness. Already down 14-0. So we're going to have to find some points. Even if it's just a field goal this drive, got to get something going your way.
I've heard a first in the history of high school football. The ref said you have to be neutral. That was the warning we got from the ref. Yeah. Hey, look, I don't even know what to say.
The kick is away.
Dude,
Taken at the 5. That was Osir Kimball on the return. Solid return across the 20. And a late flag will come in. So we'll take a look at that one.
One of the keys for Lorain here, Paul, I want to go back to last week against Akron Firestone for Cleveland Heights. Short passes were really probably the best plays overall for Akron Firestone. The short, quick passes, quick game. I'm going to emphasize that. They were able to find some success. We saw Lorain that first drive. They had that first play of the game, that little quick little hook to the tight end where a quick game pass able to get you going in the positive direction. Let's go back to that. Let's not try and do a deep pass, possibly have a sack, because that defensive line for Cleveland Heights is pretty nasty. Let's try and do that quick game, get the ball out quick, get your receivers in space, and see if they can make a guy miss.
And I think you hit it right in the head there. Try to get your playmakers in space, in the open field. We saw a couple of those plays on Lorain's opening drive. It'll pick up some big yardage. See if they can do that here today. So that penalty will be on Lorain. So now backing up with some solid starting field position. Now we're going to start at the 10. Dave's in the shotgun. Another pass coming up. Throws it to the flat. Got it. Nice throw out to the flat. John Salomon again called this number a few times already tonight. Picks up that one. Nice gain to 10.
Quick out route, get in one of your playmakers' hands, and already staying ahead of the chains here. Exactly what you want to start the drive if you are Lorain.
Now we're seeing Lorain go a bit of tempo here. Again, empty set.
I like the tempo as well. Keep Cleveland Heights on their feet. Keep them guessing.
Lorain changing the play. 5 wide. Sends Bookman in motion. Another pass coming up. Pressure coming. He's safe to the left. And ooh, takes a big hit out of bounds, and that's going to be called every single time. It was clear that Davis was going to the sideline, takes a big hit, and that's going to be added 15 yards to this drive.
Davis had a roll left there, but if you have had a roll right, I know defense forced him left, but back right, receiver wide open on that side of the field, on a little bit of an out route, no one within 5-10 yards of him. So Davis still makes a great play, but if you go went to the other side, somehow huge play waiting to happen. Just want to point that out for later on possibly.
So far we're seeing the Titans show their trust in Davis. Already had quite a few passing plays today in the empty backfield, and so far he's living up to the task.
They've been empty several times so far, having quads to one side. That's rare to see in any level of football, but I love to see it. Cleveland Heights probably has to adjust to that.
This time they're going to hand it off. They'll do it all to back Salomon. Nice pickup of 6 on 1st and 10. I think that's the key. Stay ahead of the change. Got to pick up some quality yardage on 1st and 2nd down. They do it there.
A 6-yard gain. 2nd down for the Titans.
Again, Davis in the shotgun. This time he's going to keep it. And he is wrapped down. Just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Just running up 3rd and 5. Similar spot compared to that first drive. Right around their own 45-yard line. Of course, in the first time they had the punt, see if they convert here. And I think this is an early big play of the game here on 3rd down. Your defense already gave up 2 early touchdowns. Got to somehow find a way to convert. Even if this drive does not lead to a touchdown, you got to give your defense a rest.
That's not going to help you.
Yep, and a blatant false start there by the Titans. Raphael Hagler, the senior wide receiver, jumped in the neutral zone.
Coach is not going to be happy. That kid, we saw Akron Firestone do that a couple times last week where they commit some penalties themselves and create a bigger hole for themselves. You're already down 13. Lorain, you cannot keep you can't give Cleveland Heights free yards on a key 3rd down, 3rd and medium, 3rd and short. Can't drive it back to 3rd and 9.
I think the Titans understand that. They're going to call a timeout here And as you mentioned, a crucial early 3rd and 9 coming up. We'll see if the Titans can convert. Here we go. Big 3rd and 9 coming up here for the Titans. Was 3rd and 4, but following that offsides, it will be 3rd and 9. Now Davis takes it, throws out to the flat. It is batted away. He just swatted that one like it was a fly. That was Julius Robinson, the junior, come up with the defensive play in that one. And now another decision here for the Titans. And again, we're going to see them punt this ball away, and I think you have to in this situation.
Agreed. Now, 4th and 9 from your own side of the field. Fortunately, probably shouldn't go for this, but Julius Robinson, we saw him last week for Cleveland Heights. A couple nice hits on the run game. There, great reaction. That's the pass away. Solomon did have some space, so if he would have been able to catch that pass, he could have possibly picked up a 1st down. Did have a couple defenders behind him, but not too many in front of him. So, big play there by Robinson.
The punt is away. Takes a bounce. That is scooped up. Trying to get the edge. He does. And a nice return there by John Gordon, the running back for the Heights. Just scooped that one off the ground. Was able to get it out around the 50-yard line.
Did you see the hit Julius Robinson laid on the defender? Right there, right in front of us. It was like Gordon was going up the sideline. Right before he stepped out of bounds, Robinson came in and just laid out one of Lorain's guys. He hits so hard. Again, I just said he hit so hard last week. He's just like a missile back there, flying around, making plays.
He is, and that's one of those things that those coaches just love to see.
Not even on defense, on special teams again.
Exactly.
All the time, all the time.
And I know we keep raving about this tight special teams, but man, are they something.
How you tell if a team's well coached or not, based on the special teams.
Exactly.
Do they give it all, even on 4th down when they're on punt team? That's a very good trait to have if you're a football team that's 4-0 and looking to make it around the playoffs.
Now here comes Darian Fair. 2 for 2 so far in offensive drives. He's going to hand it off to Davis. And Davis stumbles, stays on his feet. Nice gain of 7 on 1st down.
Davis
Out
there.
across the 40.
Almost, he did stumble and then he was able to regain his balance. Great control there from the running back. Also, Paul, I just realized Jeffrey Ward, number 84, we had mentioned him a couple times last week. Very tall receiver. He's only a freshman. I just looked down and saw that. I'm amazed. I assumed he was a little bit older, but his play last week, he's always a threat out there to make a play on the perimeter. We'll see if they throw. They haven't even called a passing play yet, so if they do, though, look out for Jeffrey Ward. He
was wide receiver number 1 last week, and yeah, I'm with you. We thought by the way he was playing, he had to be at least a junior, but no, a freshman. Wow, that's got to be so exciting here for the Cleveland Heights coaching staff. To know that he's only going to get better each and every day. He's got 3 more years after this one. He's already a standout player. Now Amar Lakes is into the game at shotgun. Fakes it. He's going to take it up the middle. Spins around. Pick up over a couple of yards. And we thought we'd see Amar Lakes come in here early. I don't know if we thought he'd come in this early, but got a first play there.
It looked like something with Fair. They had to take him out for some reason. I'm not sure what happened exactly, but you see Fair coming back in now. But kind of strange. Maybe he lost his mouthpiece or something.
Yeah. Fair is back in, 2nd and 9. 3 wide left. Davis to the right of Fair. Takes it. Again, it's going to be QB read. Fair's going to keep it again. Across the 30. Fair again will score. Oh my goodness, Dresden. Darian Fair.
Big run after big run after big run. Already up to 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns on the ground last week. 3 in the first quarter. First 8 minutes of this game, actually. Darian Fair, He's amazing. He amazes me. So much speed in open space. Has moves to get past the first level defenders, and then once he's off the races, he's gone. No one's catching him.
And I think what really fooled the defense on that one was how long he held on to the ball with Marquise Davis. He hung on to that until the last possible second, read the defense, kept it, saw the hole open up, and the rest is history.
Again, the deception on the handoffs with him. Defenders have no idea if he's giving the ball off to running back, he's keeping it, if he's going to pitch it after he pulls it from the running back. Like, unreal. Darren Fair, fundamentals of quarterbacking, one-on-one, 101, he is lights out. He's so good.
As Gabe McKay, another star player on this Cleveland team that's just full of them, again, automatic from that extra point line, knocks that one down. 21-0 Tigers.
Already still 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in this first quarter. They 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. Cleveland Heights offense, again, firing on all cylinders, looking good in the running game. Still believe they have not thrown the pass yet. They're just running the ball at will against Lorain tonight.
4:12 left here in quarter number 1. All Cleveland so far in this one. On the way to becoming 5-0 and 2-0 in league play. Kick is away. Again, it's muffed. Scooped up at the 5. And taken down from behind. Again, that is Osir Kimball. That's the second time we've seen him struggle on those returns. Got to get some chalk around those gloves or something because he's been muffing a few of those today.
Again, we keep saying this, we're like a broken record, but down there to make the tackle, Marquise Davis, the starting running back, and then number 21, Julius Robinson. Again, we have starters playing special teams and hustling down the field. So they're excited to go make a tackle on a kickoff. I can tell you from personal experience, my high school team, no one was excited to go play kickoff.
Yep.
These guys out here, they love it. Like, it's unbelievable. Again, it shows up. Constantly bad field position for Lorain tonight.
Davis again through the air. Throws it off to Bootsman. Wrestled down at the 22-yard line. But again, we're seeing Davis. That time was able to get it out quickly. And that Titan offensive line has not been doing a great job of holding off that aggressive defensive line of the Tigers. Davis has been doing a good job of getting rid of the football pretty quickly.
Yeah, as a quarterback, you can mitigate a pass rush by getting rid of the ball quick. We see that. Buchanan out there, able to get the ball to him in space quick and gets an easy 5 yards.
Davis in the gun, Salomon to his left. Another pass coming up. That one's deflected in the air and instantly falls to the ground. But I think the Titans had to hold their breath there for a second. It's always risky when those passes get batted up in the air, but fortunately for them, no interception.
Facing a 3rd and 5, so already facing another 3rd down.
Yep.
Again, you have got to convert here. This is huge.
You know, those first 2 drives, they were able to get to about their 40, 45-yard line. This one on the verge of going 3 and out. You'll see here Chase Davis and this Lorain offense can do. And there's going to be another late flag. And based on Davis's reaction, it's going to be on the Titans. It's going to be a delay of game on this one. As Noah Buchanan is going to have to come out of the game for play. It's already the second time we've seen this tonight, Dresden.
Yeah, I haven't really seen that often in high school football, but
yeah,
this ref is calling it tonight. Again, you bit yourself if you're Lorain. You can't have penalties on 3rd down. That's the second one on back-to-back drives. And those are drive killers.
Yep.
You go from a 3rd and semi-manageable to 3rd and long, and you cannot be 3rd and long against this pass rush for Cleveland Heights.
3rd and 5, 3:23 to go in quarter number 1. 20-0 lead here for Cleveland Tigers. Lorain threatening to go 3 and out here unless they can convert this 3rd and long. As they're just continuing to move backwards following another delay of game penalty.
Looks like they gave him half the distance to the goal, so now it's going to be about like a 3rd and 12. even longer. Sorry, maybe 3rd and 14.
First down marker is at the 22-yard line. They're going to start this 3rd down at their own 7. Third and 15, as they're still trying to clear up the confusion here. Not exactly sure what is going on. But I guess, look at the bright side here for Lorain. Give you more time to come up with the 3rd down call.
Yeah,
A 3rd down that they desperately need to convert.
I don't know how many 3rd and 15 play calls you have in your play sheet, but
especially this backed up deep in your own territory.
we saw that last week with Akron Firestone, punting from the back of their it's just bad territory, and then you get the ball, nice field position, Cleveland Heights, and they're unfair. Goes and gets a touchdown. Like, it's so hard. You're beating yourself at this point if you're Lorain with those penalties.
And now the ref is explaining to Lorain Titans coach what is going on after this lengthy delay. And I understand it's up to the refs to get the correct call, but this is going on a bit too long. Fans and players are getting a bit antsy.
Agree. Coaches do not look very happy with that call.
And now it seems like we're finally ready to have this long-awaited 3rd and 15. Let's see if Chase Davis can convert. Shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Salomon. And still about 5 yards short of the first down marker. And it seems like on that 3rd down, that was just give yourself some room to punt the ball and try to regroup defensively.
I agree with that. See, if you don't convert a penalty that sets you back to 3rd and long, you can still hand the ball off to Salomon, who can make a guy miss and pick up like a good chunk of yards. But that's probably going to go render useless based on this 4th down. But it looks like, oh, no, late punt team coming on now. But we saw Lorain's offense stay out there for a decent amount of time. I thought they might consider going for it. Risky, but at this point, chances are Cleveland Heights are probably going to go score the ball again, no matter what you do. So wouldn't mind just keeping the offense out there.
And it's not even hyperbole. I mean, this Cleveland offense is unbelievable. Truly, it is unbelievable.
See anyone stop them in our 2 games that we've called now. So
easily the best offense in the Lake Erie League. And yeah, as you mentioned, I think they thought about going for it. But instead, for the 3rd time today, the punt team will be out. In a very short kick.
Looked like it didn't even get really off the ground. It went into one of the upbacks.
I was looking in the air for the ball, and it turns out it didn't even make it out of the air.
No.
So Cleveland Heights, Darion Fair, and this offense is going to start at the 30-yard line. They're already 3 for 3 in drives, and if you let them start at the 30-yard line, might as well count it up at this point.
Automatic as it gets, and again, Lorain just shooting themselves in the foot there. Again, bad punt. You've had 2 straight drives be killed by a 3rd down penalty, pre-snap 3rd down penalty.
Yep.
And a bad punt. You can't. They 1 step forward, like 3 steps back at this point. Unfortunately, Darion Fair will make you pay. He is as good of a high school quarterback as you can have.
Fair in the shotgun. Bisker to his left. 4 wide. Takes it, hands it to Bisker to the right side. Wrestling through, Bisker still running. Wow, what a run from Owen Bisker, who's taken down inside the 10-yard line.
Well, Bisker there, so big, hard to bring down. Kind of reminds me of like a Mike Allstott, if you remember from back at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's a fullback for them back in the day, but he's so big and hard to bring down. Keeps his legs churning, keeps picking up yards.
There are 3 white jerseys trying to bring him down there. He's able to break through. Now 1st and goal from the 10. See if they give it to Bisker again. Fair in the shotgun. 3 wide left. Jeffrey Ward alone on the right. Look for him, a big red zone threat with his size. Fair's gonna throw it out to the flat. A bit too high for intended wide receiver Jamil Miller, the senior.
I like this. So we saw this last week. Cleveland Heights got up on Akron Firestone, and then they came out with the whole drive and just threw the ball. This situation, right, they said, we haven't thrown the ball yet. We're going to see what Fair can do. In a situation, we're going to make him try and throw the football on a goal-to-go situation. At the very least, just see, in a situation where you might not be able to just run at will against an opponent, see what your passing game can do. But we'll see if they just try and punch it in now.
Now Fair is going to hand it to Bisker again. Bisker breaks through and will score for the first time tonight. 26-0. Cleveland Heights leads. Owen Bisker, the do-it-all back, did everything on that drive.
Offensive line opened up a massive hole. It's like when Moses, part of the Red Sea, just opens up. Everything's there. Just walk right in, right? Like, it's unreal. Offensive line doing great. Running backs and quarterback doing great for the run game. Really so far for Cleveland Heights on offense, no negatives at all. They are just full on, as unstoppable as you can be.
And this time, McKay knocks it through. Jinxed him last time for saying he was nearly automatic, as he missed the previous extra point. Hits that one, brings the score to 27-zip with 1:56 to go here in quarter number 1. Cleveland Heights steamrolling the Lorain Titans. What a performance here so far.
4 drives,
all around.
4 touchdowns.
Yep.
Lorain hasn't scored yet. It's Cleveland Heights they have so much confidence though too. You can tell they're playing with momentum, playing with confidence. They look very unstoppable right now.
And as a defensive guy, got to give credit to that defense. Gave up a couple big plays early. Thought maybe Lorain might be get Cleveland Heights on their heels a little throughout this game, but no. Since then, has forced already 3 punts. And Lorain really in a big hole early, down 27-0. Was still about 2 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Beautiful Friday night. Sold out crowd tonight.
Fans did really show up for this game. Last
They
week,
did.
not as many. This week, it's just stands are packed. Not much sitting room left here.
It's a blackout. Most fans wearing black in support of their Tigers. And again, the Tigers giving their fans a show. Kick is away. Field at the 10. And taken down at the 22-yard line. And that is where we will see drive number 4 start here for Lorain Titans. Chase Davis done a lot through the air tonight, but good job with the Cleveland Tigers have been limiting those big plays.
Yeah, the limiting big plays and honestly just playing heads-up football. Tackling really well, not allowing Lorain to break off any huge runs. We've seen Salomon have a couple of nice carries, but nothing too huge. Been able to contain him pretty well. And Davis really hasn't been able to get too much going in the passing game.
Davis again in the gun. Solomon to his left. He's going to hand it to him. Solomon breaks free. Solomon's got room. Can they catch him? It's going to be a 4 ways, and Solomon is taken down at the 2-yard line. An incredible run from Solomon, and just what the Lorain Titans needed on their first play of drive number 4.
Well, it looks like I jinxed the Cleveland Heights defense there. Just got done saying they haven't allowed any big runs to Salomon. He shows you why he's a well-regarded running back in this conference. Because, again, he has some breakaway speed too. You see there, does get chased down, but he's able to hit his hole hard, and then once he's in space, it is very hard to catch him. Nice hustle there, though, by Ethan Golden for Cleveland Heights defense, number 9, chasing down Salomon and making a tackle and saving a touchdown. So I know they're at like the 2-yard line, but still a chance here to hold them out of the end zone if you're Cleveland Heights.
Especially if they can hold them to a field goal, that touchdown will be key. Handoff on first and goal. Nothing on that one. Again, that was Solomon who got the run.
I mean, he ran into about 3 Cleveland Heights defenders, able to push that line back. This defensive line for Cleveland Heights, we don't able to talk about it a ton, but they are so solid, able to control the line of scrimmage very well, play in and play out in both the passing and the rushing game.
Second and goal from the 2. Titans, you got to be thinking, already down 27-0 here, 4 down territory.
Oh yeah, you have got to score a touchdown if you are Lorain. Big play here.
Davis again is going to hand it off, and again Solomon will run into a brick wall of black jerseys, and that'll bring up 3rd and goal.
I believe that was Albert Green who just filled that gap, filled that hole. He just, linebacker gets up in the hole, reads where the running back was going to go with the ball, and gets there before the running back, able to make a tackle, basically meeting the running back where the running back was supposed to go. Outstanding linebacking play.
Albert Green, a junior, and now we're going to get a timeout here from the Titans in a pivotal 3rd and 2. It's going to be their 2nd timeout of the half. with 33 seconds remaining in quarter number 1.
So last week, Akron Firestone used a lot of their timeouts on offense in the first half too. They used all 3 of theirs and didn't score any points. We have seen Lorain follow suit. They've used now 2 of their timeouts on offense to try and set up a play to try and score, but again, has not worked yet. But we'll see here. Gives them some extra time. Maybe they have a play in their back pocket there. Want to make sure the guys have down to come out and execute it. Make sure that everyone's on the same page and knows exactly what they're doing.
Of course, last week versus the Firestone Falcons, they were able to shut them out 54-0. That shutout streak, nearly being extended to 5 quarters, is in jeopardy here with 33 seconds left in quarter number 1. First 2 plays, they gave it to Salomon. Got nowhere. What will they do here on 3rd down? They've shown trust in their QB, Chase Davis, so far in this game. Will they do it again here on 3rd and 2?
Looks like they have big defensive tackle back in the back for number 99. Might consider handing it to him. See what William Refrigerator Perry type of play.
That was 92, Tremont Subtle. They're going to do a QB sneak, and he will score. No, pardon me, that was Solomon who received the handoff. So Solomon did everything on that drive, had the explosive run to get him in that position. Took him a few tries, but eventually able to punch it in. And Titans are on the board for the first time today.
It's got to feel good if you're Lorain. First, after Akron Firestone did not score it along Cleveland Heights, you're able to at least get the ball in the end zone in the first quarter against Cleveland Heights. It was a good drive, though. Blocked pretty well on offensive line, and Salmon able to make some nice cuts on his way to a touchdown.
Kicker kicking here for the Titans. There's Reginald Johnson. To try to cut the deficit to 20. And the PAT is going to be blocked. And the snap was not handled correctly. End up being a dog pile for the ball. The Titans, after a big touchdown, to cut it within 3 scores, cannot execute on that extra point.
Again, special teams not able to make a play for Lorain. We saw the punt that went off the up back.
Yep.
You see that. Just those little plays. I know they don't seem like much, but they add up over the course of the game. It's a point you just lost off the scoreboard because you weren't able to have a good snap and a good hold. So fortunately, still a 21-point game, but nevertheless, first touchdown we've seen now in 2 weeks of play against the Cleveland Heights stout defense.
Yep.
Now the biggest key is if you can stop Darren Fair in
Exactly.
Cleveland Heights offense. That's the tall task for any defense left on Cleveland Heights' schedule at this point.
It's even a tall task for the Cleveland Browns, to be quite honest. Darian Fair is a menace. We knew they're going to have to come to play today. So far, the defense has not lived up to expectations, has not been able to slow them down. But your offense is finally able to get something going. Got to try to keep the momentum going and get a stop.
Personally, I think the Cleveland Browns reference, Darren Fair is a lot more fun to watch than Jacoby Brissett. That's for sure.
Definitely can't argue with that one. That game this past Sunday at times was hard to watch offensively.
We also want to give a special shout out to Joe Gordon for his generous donation to the concession
Now we're going to see
stand.
Johnson try to tee this one off. This time he will have a chance to actually kick it. .29 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. 27-6. The Tigers lead over the Titans.
In the backfield of the Tigers is number 11.
Now he's going to squib kick it.
Henry Perrimon Jr.
This one is scooped up by Austin. And Austin lowers his shoulder and gets across the 40. Emmanuel Austin, the senior wide receiver, not expecting to return that one. The Titans tried to go with a squib kick on that one, forced him to recover it. But a pretty good return for a wide receiver who's not used to returning those kicks.
Way to be heads up, paying attention, and locating the football. Make sure he's able to secure it before he takes off and runs. And again, pretty good field position once again for Darian Fair. We'll see if he can make it 5 for 5 tonight on drives and touchdowns. They're just, Cleveland Heights, so talented. They have a lot of depth. All these guys, I mean,
Yeah.
you just see there, Emmanuel Austin, we haven't called his name all night, able to make a nice heads-up play, pick up a great gain. Hard to tackle, too.
Yeah, he was. Lowered his shoulder, knocked a few white jerseys back. Now Fair in the shotgun. Davis to his right. He's going to throw it out to Davis in the flat. No, that was actually Fair who caught that one.
It looked like they checked Lakes in and had Fair lined up to his right. Both quarterbacks in the backfield together. I love it.
They did that a lot, especially in the second half last week against Akron. We saw that here today in a kind of a trick play. And any way they can get Fair in space is a positive here for this Cleveland Tigers. Obviously, they're getting creative here.
I don't blame them.
Nice play for, yeah.
Great job by this offensive coaching staff to figure out ways to get probably your best offensive weapon in space.
Now Lakes again is going to hand it off. Again, that was the Fair. He'll pick up a couple of yards.
Fair, tackled by number 90 for the Titans.
Seeing Lakes come off the field, but I give him credit. He's a backup quarterback. Whenever he comes in, able to give a spark to this team.
Yep.
Also, he doesn't complain at all about being a backup quarterback. Like, you're behind one of the better quarterbacks maybe in Ohio at this point. And he just goes in, does his job very well, and executes and hustles and keeps a good attitude. Love to see it from Amar Lakes.
That will do it for quarter number one. All Tigers here tonight at Friday night as they lead 27-6 against Lorain Titans. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back for the start of quarter number two. Cleveland Tigers lead the Lorain Titans 27-6. As the Tigers are well on the way to making it 5 for 5 in offensive possessions today. Fair under center. And we're going to get flags all over the place. Seems like a Tigers player may have jumped. Resulting in a false start. See what the refs say. And actually, the refs are going to pick up the flags. So no flag on the play. Fair under center. Flips it out to Davis. And Davis is taken down. Shoestring tackle at the 33-yard line.
If he wasn't tackled, I think he's gone for 6 again. Huge running lane in front of him, and another nice run. This offensive line creating another nice hole for this running backs to find it. Running backs all the time able to find so much space.
Fair again. Misdirection. That one was the John Gordon, the running back. First time calling his name tonight. Picks up a few more yards and the first down.
Fair fakes to Bisker and then see Gordon back on the end around. Great scheme there and also just so much deception from this Cleveland Heights offense.
And now Tigers again going tempo. Fair's going to keep it. Cuts back. Lowers his shoulder. Knocks a man back. Fair still going. He lost the ball. And it is scooped up by the Titans. A huge turnover as Cleveland was on their way to going 5 for 5. In terms of possessions, huge fumble recovery there for the Titans.
What a turn of events. Darren Fair makes a nice cut inside, lays a guy out, and then fumbles the football.
Yep.
He looked well on his way to picking up a nice gain there. Another great run, just loses the ball at the end, but Lorain, that's a huge play. Able to stop them, get the ball back to your offense. Plenty of time to now go drive down the field, make this only a 2-possession game. What a play by this defense. That's exactly what you needed. You had to get a stop, had to force a turnover, and they answered the call. Credit to them.
How can this Titans defense respond? Run on first down. Gets a yard, if that. But as you mentioned, Dresden, huge fumble recovery there. After your offense goes down and finally gets on the board, your defense gets a big stop. And again, still 11 minutes, plenty of time here in the first half. They got to go down and try to execute. And take advantage of the few opportunities they're going to have tonight.
And they just jumped off sides. Oh, nope, reset.
It's going to be an option as Davis got lit up, pitches that one in the backfield. And Davis, wow, took a big hit.
I'm surprised one of their wingbacks in the backfield, he moved forward before the snap, and then the refs did not call penalty, which I was kind of surprised, but nevertheless, still a loss of yards there. Facing another 3rd and long, and again, these are not the situations you want to be in. You don't want to be 3rd and long from your own 7-8 yard line. That's not ideal if you're Lorain.
That was Julius Robinson who laid the hammer down on Davis, resulting in that pitch to go out of bounds. And now, as you mentioned, another 3rd and long coming up here for the Titans. Davis throws it out to the flat. That one is caught. Salomon. Pardon me, that was Rico Anderson who caught that one, the wide receiver, the junior, 6'1", 155 pounds. Nowhere to go, and after that big fumble recovery, they go 3 and out. And the Tigers are going to have another great field position coming up.
What a confidence killer if you're Lorain. You win back some momentum, win back some confidence by forcing that fumble on Darian Fair. Get the ball back, great opportunity, go drive down, make a 2-possession game, and instead 3 and out and sending back out your punt team from your own end zone.
Under 10 to go. Quarter number 2. We're going to get another stoppage in play here. Again, not sure what this one's about. But Dresden's special teams today has not been kind to the Titans. Again, punting deep in your own end zone. Let's see if they can get this one out cleanly.
Seen them already, one bad punt off an up back, a missed extra point, a blocked extra point. Key is here if you're Lorain, just avoid disaster. You don't want to be punt block for a touchdown or anything worse than that even. Looks like some time getting added back onto that clock. Up to now 10 minutes left in the 2nd quarter.
So the confusion is fixed up. Here we go, 4th down, punt incoming. Another short kick, but a Titans bounce, it's muffed! And another fumble recovered by the Titans. There is a flag on the play, so we'll have to wait and see what that is.
Flag on the field. Correction.
That was Perez Lemon who muffed that one. He's claiming he never touched it, but it seemed like it bounced right off his hands. Am I wrong, Dresden?
I agree with you, but it looks like the Lorain's offense is walking out on the
Wow, it is going to be Titans football. So there's the Tigers back-to-back fumbles. We saw Fair on its way to score, loses it. Their defense forces a 3 and out, and a muffed punt. And we're going to see Chase Davis back out there. Not too sure what the flag was about.
I wonder if the ref accidentally grabbed his penalty flag instead of his turnover flag they throw.
I think that's it, but Davis gets lit up in the backfield. Wow, what a hit. Julius Robinson again.
Julius Robinson, the hardest hitter on Cleveland Heights, comes in once again, plays the boom. He is just breathtaking. He constantly, low shoulder, lowest man of the football, and drives. He is hard hitter. Definitely has some work on the sleds. The sleds are, you use those to push around when you're in practice as a football player, and he looks like he hits those every day. He's insanely strong, and also he just finishes his tackles very well.
I mean, that is a textbook hit. Lower the shoulder, laid the boom again, the 2nd time in 3 plays against Davis. This time Chase is going to hand it off to Salomon. Salomon trying to get the edge across the 50. He cuts back, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Another huge run for Salomon, and he's up over 100 yards on the ground for today with that run.
That was a great run by Salomon. Also, want to shout out, it was like Rico Anderson out there, number 2, blocking in space.
Yep.
Fantastic block from the receiver. Excuse me, actually, that might have been Joseph Wyatt out there, receiver, blocking down the field. A great block, secured up the cornerback, and allowed Salomon to break that one off. Now, back moving the ball for Lorain in Cleveland Heights territory, putting pressure on the Tigers.
Warriorz all of a sudden in business. Trying to cut this to his 2-score game. Again, he's going to hand it to Solomon. And he dives forward for a net gain of 2. Bring up 2nd and 8.
2 turnovers now by Cleveland Heights on
Yep.
back-to-back plays, essentially, and when they were receiving the ball. And honestly, Lorain now, opportunity to go make them pay. And again, this is 4-down territory. Gotta go get a touchdown. Gotta get some points on this drive and get back to a 2-possession game.
And again, Max Stevens, head coach. The team is usually so disciplined. 0 turnovers last week against Akron. 2 back-to-back ones here. And now the momentum is seemingly switching over to Lorain. But can they capitalize? Sends Williams in motion. Davis is going to keep it. Takes a shot to the end zone. It's got him in. Touchdown! Titans!
It might have been Osir Kimball. Get behind the defense. A little bit of a wheel route to the sideline, and what a catch, what a throw. It was Osir Kimball, number 8. There we go.
Wow.
That such a turn of events here. We saw Cleveland Heights fumbled, De'Aaron Fair. Defense goes out and holds Lorain. Then a fumble by Cleveland Heights on a punt return, and Lorain right down the field. Great drive by Chase Davis, and honestly, this game got really interesting again. It's still a 2-possession game, still 27-12, but Lorain now a little bit more momentum on your side, a little bit more confidence, seeing that offense start to pick up some first downs and some touchdowns.
And now we're going to see the Titans try to keep that momentum going and go for 2 here. What do you think about this call here? This early in the game, still the first half, but they're going to try to go for 2.
Correct call. You got to get points back from that missed extra point. Honestly, I don't trust my special teams out there at all. I'm sorry. I would keep my quarterback out there. Keep your offense out on the field.
I don't blame you, as Lorain's head coach went sprinting down the sideline to get a timeout. That is their 3rd and final timeout of the first half. Still 8:14 to go, but now we'll see. Will they put the kicker out there, or like you said, he probably doesn't have that much faith in his special teams unit today, as they've been bad to say the least.
We've already seen that blocked extra point, and at this point, your offense is definitely your strong suit. Just keep them out there, let them try and score 2 points. It looks like they're gonna keep him out there, I believe. But again, it's a 15-point game. You do need a 2-point conversion at some point through this game, and I just feel like the odds are better that your offense will score 2 points than kick will get 1. Might as well just keep the offense out there and get those 2. Interesting now though for Cleveland Heights, get some time to get your right personnel on the field for a 2-point conversion. Maybe they didn't have the right guys out there, but this timeout does give them some time to get set and get situated with this defense again.
I mean, Dresden, we're looking at each other in the final minutes of that first quarter, 27-0. We're thinking, man, the backups are going to get plenty of playing time today. All of a sudden, back-to-back turnovers, back-to-back touchdowns. It's about to be a 2-possession game if they convert this 2-point conversion.
Game's just turned on its head, that's for sure. It is a whole new ball game.
Chase Davis in the shotgun. Solomon behind him. It's going to be an option. Davis got hit hard. Ball is on the ground. Nobody jumped. Wow, interesting decision. Very surprised Davis did not pitch that one out to Solomon. Feel like he would have walked into the end zone.
It's not typically what they do on offense, so I don't like doing that in that situation. I know I can understand why I might catch by surprise, but we haven't seen them do speed options to the left like that at all. And Davis just not quick with that. Not quick with ball movement. Maybe not his fault completely, but still, I would like to see him be a little bit more decisive with the football, get out to the running back in space. I would like to see better play call overall, though. I would like to see, either pound up the middle with Salmon like we've been doing much of tonight, or maybe just do a little quick pass out and see if we can get maybe a quick slant flat combo, get something going. But still, though, nevertheless, score 6 points, get this game back to a 15-point game. Huge drive there from Lorain, and now get this defense back on the field and see if you can make a stop, get the ball back for your offense.
8:14 to go in quarter number 2, 27-12. Cleveland Heights Tigers lead over the Lorain Titans.
Also a huge drive for Cleveland Heights, though. They got to stop the bleeding. You just gave up 2 fumbles. You've got to go back down, regain this momentum. You don't want this to slip out of hand. You don't want it to fall down a little bit. And if you give up fumble or you're forced to 3 and out after punt, momentum swings so much back to Lorain, and you really don't want that to get out of hand.
I mean, this is the first time, again, only our second game calling. Cleveland Heights Tigers football. But this is the first time we really see them face some adversity. How will this team respond? How will Darien Fair and this explosive offense respond?
Given the benefit of the doubt, I think they'll step up and respond well because they're a well-coached team. But still, though, still the opportunity for Lorain right here to make another stop. And really, if they get the ball back on offense, they also get the ball back out after the third quarter as they kicked off to start the game. So huge potential here for Lorain to get right back in this game and tie it back up.
Johnson teeing this one off. Again, another squib kick. That one is picked up by Emmanuel Austin again, who had to scoop that one up, and he goes across the 40. Man, Austin, he may have to start becoming kick returner number 1. That's the second time he had to scoop that one off the ground. Ended up getting 10, 15 yards on the return.
Might have to give him the ball some more on offense. He's looked really good with the ball in his hand.
He has. I love the way he just lowered his shoulder yet again and knocked over a white jersey. Man, these Cleveland Heights Tigers team, they are tough, they are physical, and win or lose, you're going to be hurting the next day when you play these guys. Darien Fair under center. Bisker behind him. Fair's going to keep it. Another read option. Not that time. Blown up in the backfield. Nice tackle there by Tremanian Suttle, the big 225 junior, blowing it up in the backfield.
He's big, he's quick, sheds that block really well, gets to the backfield, and makes a play on Darien Fair, which we haven't seen him do stuff at the line of scrimmage yet tonight, really.
Yep.
Right there, for the first time, really, you see Suttle making a huge play for this defense. Exactly what Lorain needed to start off this drive.
2nd and 10 from the 45. Misdirection play to Solomon. Solomon get in the corner. Across the 40. Still going, and he's wrestled down at the 25-yard line. When in doubt, give it to Solomon and let him do the rest. Gordon.
Solomon, we got you too used to saying Solomon for Lorain, but that was John Gordon for Cleveland Heights Tigers.
Man, these misdirections are confusing me to say the least.
All good. I know Solomon, initially when we saw Gordon take that handoff, I was thinking Solomon as well. But
1st and 10. Ball at the 25. Ramirez going to keep it. No, gives inside. And that was Bisker, who got down inside the 10, but there is a late flag on the play, and this one might be coming back.
seeing Cleveland Heights, though, get rolling again on offense, that run by Gordon and pick up some more positive yards, depending on the penalty here, though.
It is going to be a holding. It'll still be a first down, but it was brought back to the 20. So 1st and 10 from the 20. Darren Fair under center. Bisker behind him. Fair's going to keep it. Flags on the play. Free play. Takes a shot. Got a man wide open. Right through the hands of John Gordon.
I believe that play would have been coming back no matter what, because I think Cleveland Heights had two guys in motion at the snap. So, see back-to-back plays, Cleveland Heights penalty.
Surprised that one was not blown dead. Say to go legal man in motion. They just let that one play out. But nonetheless, John Gordon, that one was right in his hands. Wouldn't have counted, but
still
was unable to grab
for
it.
the big play.
Yep.
See, this is big, though, because force you go second down, possibly backed up a little bit more for Cleveland Heights. So, Lorain, another opportunity to make a stand on their own side of the field.
So back-to-back penalties killing this offensive drive for the Tigers. And if Lorain, if they can even just hold them to a field goal, that's a huge victory. Again, 12 consecutive points for the Titans. Can their defense come up with another big stop?
I think they might mess them up, because chain gang was originally set up at 1st and 5 in the last play. And then now they're set up at 1st and like 14 or 13.
Yep.
They're gonna have to get that right. That is something. They messed something up there.
Again, this is the third time we've seen the long extended break between the refs. Again, I understand trying to get the correct call on the field. In the end of the day, that's what matters. But really delaying the game tonight, taking the energy out of this game, which all of a sudden became a must-watch as the Titans came swarming back. Looks like they're getting the chains fixed. 6:54 remaining in half, number one. Now here we go. 1st and 9 is the official call. He's going to hand it off on the outside. And that one, he breaks the tackle, gets the corner, and he goes out of bounds. What a run from Marquise Davis. To the left side, looks like he was down for right, somehow broke a couple of tackles, and was able to pick up the first down.
Number 90 for Lorain. Looked like that was Julius Manning the third. Had him wrapped up in the backfield for a loss, but fortunately for Cleveland Heights, Marquise Davis able to keep those legs churning and pick up a first down. Huge effort play there for Marquise Davis.
Burr has it, and that's going to be another false start here on the Tigers. Wow, uncharacteristic penalties today for the Tigers, and it is killing them.
Huge false start there. Trying to go on a double count. So
Yep.
quarterback trying to draw the defense off sides, and we see like guys like Aaron Rodgers and the NFL get that pretty effectively, but it's all reliant on those linemen staying home. Looks like they're giving that penalty on Lorain now.
Wow. So it looks like Lorain jumped off sides. So fortunate break there for the Tigers.
Even the coaches on Cleveland Heights thought it was on them. So
They did. And now Fair's going to keep it. Picks up a couple of yards. Bring up 2nd and goal from the 8.
that's a huge call. They called that on on Lorain instead of Cleveland Heights. It could have been from 1st and 15 to to 1st and 5, and honestly now that's a huge play going against Lorain.
Can the Tigers fight off an interesting offensive drive? Definitely not the cleanest,
It's been
but
a roller coaster.
all will be forgiven if they can punch it in here. Fair under center. Bisker in the backfield. Fair's going to pitch it out at the end. That one's to Gordon. Gordon lowers his shoulder, taken down at the pylon. Third Markham just short of a touchdown. Wow, was that a late pitch by Fair?
1st and goal now. Darren Fair, very dangerous in this situation, as you usually have no idea what he's going to do with the ball. Is he going to ride the handoff, give the handoff? Is he going to pull it, take it in for himself? Maybe a late pitch like you just saw on that last play. Such a threat in this goal-to-go situation.
Now it's 1st and goal from the 2. Fair's going to give it to Bisker, and Bisker will finish off the drive. Touchdown, Cleveland Heights. Interesting drive, to say the least. Dresden, definitely not the prettiest, definitely not the cleanest. But hey, they finished it off with 6 points. And again, that's all that matters. And they stopped the bleeding.
Stepped up to adversity. We had said this is really the first time in those 2 games that we've done where Cleveland Heights has faced any type of adversity. They've really just steamrolled through the first 5 quarters of the past 2 games. But right there, just to fumble on back-to-back possessions, step up with your touchdown, go right down the field, score your 5th touchdown of the night, and really they looked. I mean, there's some strange plays that happened over the course of that drive, but right back to business for Cleveland Heights offense. And Darren Fair leading the way as per usual. Owen Bisker punching in for a 2nd touchdown, and man, tell you what, Bisker, he's so hard to tackle.
Yes.
I would not want to get in his way on the goal line. I wouldn't want to come between him and I would not want to be between him and the end zone at any point in the situation or on the goal line. Like
and again, more confusion with the refs here tonight.
The refs last week were pretty clean. They
There
called
was.
a great game.
Yep.
Tonight, though, been a little bit of confusion out there.
Seems like everything is cleaned up. And the PAT coming up here, Gabe McKay. Just one miss so far in 4 attempts. This one is up and good. 34-12. The Tigers lead over the Titans.
Lorain, big opportunity now. You have 5:51 to go in the second quarter. You get the ball out of the half, so that means you can possibly go about 2 quality possessions here.
Yep.
And get back into a potentially 1-score game with Cleveland Heights. So you got to come out, you got to execute. Can't have negative plays. Can't be jumping off sides, having a false start penalties. And take no sacks. You cannot turn the ball over at all on this drive. Go down and get some points and get yourself back in this game again.
And I think for the fact that the Titans were able to go down and get across the end zone not once but twice really shows that they are able to score against this tough, physical Cleveland Heights defense. And as you mentioned, Dresden, points here, and they can't even be a field goal. They got to be 6 points, are critical. They start with the ball to start the second half. 5:51 remaining. Can they go down? Can Chase Davis and this John Solomon and this Titans offense do it?
So when the refs were huddled up on that last, right before the extra point, I wonder if there's a penalty or something called, because Cleveland Heights is now kicking off from the the Lorain 45-yard line. This is massive. So, in my opinion here, if I'm Cleveland Heights, you know what I'm doing here, Paul?
Squibbing it?
Onside kick. Let's go. You're already at the 45. They get the ball at the 35. Good opportunity. You can go get recover this onside kick.
Justin, I like where your head's at.
He is kind of setting the ball up kind of funny there on the tee. It's straight up, so. And
especially that Cleveland Heights team that you saw them go over and talk to coach. I think you might be onto something here.
I think that's exactly what they're doing. Very, very smart play call. That's what they do. I love it.
McKay getting ready to tee this one off. Titans look ready, though. And it will be a squib kick. And that one is scooped up. The ball still on the ground. And it's to be scooped up by the Tigers. Wow! Dresden, it didn't look like an onside. It looked too deep for that. But the Titans could not cradle that ball, and all of a sudden it's 1st and goal for the Tigers.
What number 21 hustled down there and made sure he got on that football. Julius Robinson, again, hustling on special teams, done it all night, pays off in a huge way, gets that fumble back for this Cleveland Heights offense. Julius Robinson, that's why you hustle on special teams. That's why you hustle everywhere on the football field. Pays off again. Young man, you are killing out there tonight.
So
great play.
We saw the 2 fumbles from the Tigers really hurt them, and now Lorain trying to get a pace of their own medicine. A huge mishap on that one, and again, Tigers in threatening position. Darian Fair in this offense already starting inside the 10-yard line. Expect them to try to punch this one in no time. And another flag. Going to be offsides there on Lorain. Just 5 more free yards for the Tigers.
Once again, Lorain making mistakes, and that's really been their downfall. Cannot expect to be a 4-0 Cleveland Heights team by committing penalties like that. Just unacceptable.
Turn fair. Center. Misdirection. And that is Gordon who will score. Wow, did that completely fool the Titans defense? He walked in untouched. I don't even think they knew who had the ball.
I was getting ready to say Bisker got tackled and he didn't have the football. So once again, deception from the Cleveland Heights offense. Darian Fair handed the ball off to Gordon there, and this game just again turned so quickly. It went from being 27-0 all the way down now back to 27-12, and now they're up. Cleveland Heights up 40-12. Still time left to go in the second quarter.
And now Fair will score. And that's going to be a touchdown for Cleveland Heights Tigers. That was a 2-point conversion attempt. So yes, that was a 2-point conversion attempt and score for the Tigers.
It was very subdued. It was very subdued. They ran it in on the other side. Who ran it in? I think John. Don't you yell at my clock out there. John scored the touchdown. John Gordon.
And touchdown score number 5, John Gordon.
So all of a sudden, Dresden, we told the Titans, even after a rough first part of the game, they were able to fight their way back, get back-to-back touchdowns, make it a 15-point game. But a few mishaps, unable to capitalize. Now again down 42-12 with 5:07 left in quarter number 2.
The mistakes for Lorain just adding up and kind of compounding at this point. You have the special teams errors, now 3 of them at this game. Penalties, unacceptable penalties, just adding up, and Cleveland Heights taking full advantage of you once again.
Now McKay gonna squid this one, and another near miscue by the Titans. Joseph Wyatt, I don't even think the ball bounced right in front of him. I think he was expecting another player to come after it. He realized he's the only one near it. Nearly too late, but fortunately for him, scooped it up and was tackled right away.
And what number 21 was down? Play once again on special teams, Julius Robinson. Again, he's just okay at this point. Like, if I was the special teams coordinator for Lorain, I would go find 2 of my guys on my special kickoff unit and say, okay, just go get 21 because he's gonna go fly down and blow up our play before we get a chance to get the ball. Like, it's getting like that's at this point, it's almost like a safety hazard. Like, he's just flying down the field, making huge hits left and right. Like, unstoppable. Julius Robinson, so much hustle from that kid.
Now we see Chase Davis. Can he get something going here? Hands it off to Salomon, who's going to take him down in the backfield. Loss of 3. And again, another first down play that goes backwards. Be 2nd and 13. It's under 5 to go in half number 1.
2nd and long, not ideal if you're Lorain. Honestly, Cleveland Heights, the way they're moving the ball on offense, can't give them the ball back before the half. Still 3 timeouts for Cleveland Heights too, so gotta convert this first down. Gotta play up a first down here and get the ball rolling again if you're Lorain.
Davis again in the shotgun. Again, he's going to hand it off to Solomon. Gets back what he lost on that first down play. So it'll be 3rd and 10. And all of a sudden, still 4 minutes to go here in half number 1. You're in jeopardy of giving the ball back to this Tigers offense, who's just unstoppable. And this may even be a bigger lead going into the half than what it is now.
The way the Cleveland Heights defensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
3rd and long, you have to throw a deep pass. Look out for a sack. This defensive line's been in the backfield all day long. Excuse me, all night long. It is nighttime here.
The lights are out. Friday night football here at Cleveland Heights. Now 3rd and 10, another run to Solomon. Can't even blame him there, even though it's 3rd and distance. That's been their best play all day. He's just giving it to Solomon, seeing him work.
See if he
But
can,
again, hit that wall of black jerseys.
see if he can break a play off for a big game. And honestly, 4th and 5. Set out the punt unit, it looks like, but at this point, they can't move the ball really, besides there's 2 possessions where they did move the ball, but other than that, they've just been so stuck in their own end of the field. The special teams unit has been pretty terrible for Lorain, and Cleveland Heights special teams unit has played very well, so not
ideal.
Definitely a debatable situation. At least consider to go for it and just try and get some points, but you know Cleveland Heights can go down the field and score a touchdown before half.
Rafael Hagler, mishaps, just going to have to take it. And he's still alive, but again, taken down at the 17-yard line. Rafael Hagler just had no time to get rid of that ball. He just had to put his shoulder down and try to get the first down, and blown up in the backfield and right on cue, Dresden. Another mishap.
I understand you want to punt. I understand like the concept of punting in that situation is ideal, but the way your special teams unit is playing, it's just you can't get the punt off. It's the 2nd time that a punt's been blown up, and I mean, at this point, the ball's at the 19-yard line for Darion Fair. He's going to go score again. Trust me, he will find a way to push this ball in the end zone.
At this point, it's who's going to score? Is it going to be Fair? Is it going to be Bisker? Is it going to be Amar Lakes? We might see him come back in. Is it going to be Marquise Davis?
Gordon,
So many weapons for this Tigers offense.
we're seeing them go empty here to start. 5 receivers all spread out. Darian Fair, the lone man back in the backfield.
5 wide, Fair. A little bit short. That one is caught. Gordon still going, spins around. Did he get there? No, down at the half-yard line. But Gordon again takes that slant pass, nearly takes it to the house.
Great throw there by Fair. Almost able to get his first pass and touchdown of the game. I like the aggression though by Cleveland Heights. Come out, try and throw the ball.
Yep. I mean, we saw them do this last week. Build up a comfortable lead and then allow Darian Fair to use his arm, open up the offense even more. Because while, like last week against Akron and today, it may seem easy to run the ball, when you start getting later on in the season and getting those playoff games, Fair is going to have to do some work with his arm, get some good experience here.
Shown he's capable.
Yep.
That's for sure.
First and goal. Hands it to Bisker. No, Fair keeps it and just spins it around, pitches it. Wow. Todd Turner is able to put it in. I mean, I think it was supposed to be a handoff for Bisker. Decides to keep it. Nearly lost it. He spun around and ended up pitching it at the last second to Turner, who gets in for the score.
Unreal. Darian Fair there probably held the handoff to Bisker a little too much.
Yeah.
But like that's nitpicky. He makes an incredible play, recovering, gets another touchdown on the board. This offense though, just unstoppable.
Another touchdown for the Tigers. McKee knocks it through, 49-12. Cleveland Heights leads the Lorain Titans with 2:16 left in half number 1. For about 2 minutes of gameplay, this game was interesting, but
Other than that, it's been all Cleveland Heights. And
yep.
really the mishap there was just them turning the ball over twice. Other than that though, they have played such a clean game. Well-coached team, hustling on special teams, well-coached on offense, defense, linebackers flying around making nice plays. Another kickoff pull, another opportunity for Julius Robinson to go down there and make a play.
Julius Robinson, man.
Let's see if Lorain gets smart here and just tries to block him. You've got to try and get some hands on him before he's able to just fly down the field and erect a kickoff. They've really, outside the turnovers, had pretty bad starting field position for Lorain. Just nothing too good. Constantly pinned back deep in their own territory, and just creates. It's hard to go down 90 yards and score a touchdown in Cleveland Heights defense.
I mean, Dresden, one could make the argument that Julius Robinson deserves to be the player of the game today.
He's just disrupted the game. He had a nice play in the backfield on defense. Several special teams lights out plays just all over the football field.
Another low squib kick from McKay. And ooh, a big hit. That one was returned again by Joseph Wyatt.
Julius Robinson.
Julius Robinson
Just
again.
block him. Just block him.
That man
like, he is just
is
he's
unbelievable. He's unbelievable.
It's awesome to watch. I know it's a kickoff, but it's been so fascinating to watch him blow up kickoff after kickoff.
I mean, Will Anderson of Alabama is an unstoppable force. I think if you put Julius Robinson next to him, you won't be able to tell the difference. He's been incredible.
Incredible. In the all hard hits, he just lays guys out.
Yep. So what can Chase Davis do here? Down 37 points. Looks like we've got a QB change. It's going to be Joseph Wyatt in there at QB. He's going to keep it. Wyatt trying to get the outside. Spins around. And I think he's picks up a nice gain of 8 yards. It's a misdirection play. He ends up keeping it. Solid gain.
Kind of a interesting start there. Motioned the wrong guy to send a motion, then ran into someone, but able to get 8 yards. That's what matters. We'll see if he can just settle in. Probably a little nervous for him.
Yep.
Get in there and get his first play underneath his belt.
It's about time Joseph Wyatt had a positive play. That Julius Robinson has really been giving it to him on that special teams.
Yes.
But now we see him empty backfield, 5 wide. See if Wyatt can try to spark something here for this Titans offense. Under 90 seconds to play.
Again, no timeouts for Lorain. Already burnt through all of them. So
yep. And they don't seem to be in any rush here either.
You've got to try and get this offense rolling.
Wow. And now he tries to call a timeout, but they don't have any.
Another delay of game.
No, it seems like they are rewarding them a timeout. So I did not see any flags on the field.
It's got to be a delay of game then.
Unless the Tigers called one, but I can't imagine why.
Chain Gang did walk back 5, so there we go. Okay. I was a little confused there because we know no timeouts.
And there was no flags thrown.
If you signal for a timeout, you don't have one. That's a delay of game as well. So, again, you just cannot do that if you're Lorain.
Now Wyatt is going to keep it again. Puts his shoulder down. Picks up a gain of 5. Got back what he lost because of the delay of game. Now it's going to be 3rd and long. And if I'm the Titans here, I don't expect them to be in any rush. And now Cleveland Heights call the timeout.
Trying to get the ball back before half to go score again.
Interesting move. I mean, already up 37. You'd think he'd be content with just going to the half room up 37, but you got to respect Stevens. He wants his offense to be back in the field. Score again.
If Stevens, you've given up 12 points, you might be a little just upset that you've given up 12 points and turned the ball over twice. So you want to go prove a point and make sure that, hey, look, we're serious. We are a good football team. And I understand why he's calling timeouts. Also, to maybe give Darian Fair one last go with the passing game. Maybe you get the ball back with like 50 seconds left. See if he can go down the field in a tight situation and try and score through the air with limited time left in the second half. Give him some pressure. Make him see if he can perform under pressure, which will help them later on during the season when they get in the playoffs. And they're bound to be in the playoffs at this point, the way they're playing. Expect a big postseason run. So see if you can set Darian Fair up under pressure and see how well he can play. I
think you're exactly right. I think what Stevens wants to see, work this 2-minute offense, see how well they can do. Force Fair to put it through the air. Got to get a stop here first, though, on 3rd down. White's again's going to keep it. Gain of a couple. And now again, we're going to see timeout number 2 from the Tigers. With 1:05 left in half, number 1.
Paul Owen, while we talk about Max Stevens, we should just keep talking about him. He's such a great coach. We see how well coached this team is in all facets. Played in the NFL. Is already his 8th season here at Cleveland Heights, and he's really turned this program around. This is a force to be reckoned with. Made the playoffs each of the past 3 seasons, well on their way to their 4th, and probably one of the better head coaches in this area of Ohio.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Max Stevens, just another name of tremendous coaches and players who have come through Cleveland Heights. You know, of course, Mel Tucker's here, the alum, coach of Michigan State Spartans. Big game coming up for them this week against Washington. Surprisingly, they are 3-point underdogs in that game, which, hey, I'm not a betting man, but if you would, I would take Michigan State straight up in that one. That's all I'm going to say.
Looks like Lorain leaving their offense out here on 4th down, Paul. I love it. Finally. Keep it out there.
Down 35. Figured, why not? Pardon me, down 37. Wyatt's again going to keep it on 4th down. And a huge hole for Wyatt. Wrestled down at the 48-yard line. And now let's see if the Titans go a bit of tempo here. All of a sudden, they're in business with under a minute to go.
And that's why you keep your offense on the field, because your punt team wasn't able to get punts off.
Yep.
Your offense more than capable of picking up 4 or 5 yards at play and able to keep this drive going. This is a big rest of this drive for Lorain.
And now Davis back in the game. He's going to try through the air. He's got a man downfield. It is caught. Taken down at the 23-yard line.
That was Tylen Taylor getting back there. Beat the cornerback. That kid's got speed. The sophomore. Able to make a huge play. Way step up.
I mean, if Davis put a little bit more on that, Terry would have scored that one. A little bit underthrown. Now Davis under pressure. Takes a shot to the end zone. Overthrown. Again, intended wide receiver Tylen Taylor. But 2nd and 10 coming up with 28 seconds left. Wow, Davis comes back into the game. Huge pass play. Goes for the home run here on that one. Just a bit overthrown.
They get some good decisions with the football nonetheless for Davis. Tylen Taylor, though, we have not called his name all night.
Nope.
That's now twice he's really back-to-back plays.
He burned the corner there.
Able to get behind the defense, and I think that's something you got to look for in the second half. If he's able to get in there and show off his speed and his hands, big opportunity for the sophomore.
Davis has it again. He's going to try to the end zone.
Again.
Again,
Taylor.
Turner got it! Touchdown Titans with 22 seconds to play. Wow, can you believe it?
I'm amazed. Tylen Taylor, not call his name all night.
Yep.
3 straight plays, 3 great routes. Nice little move at the top of his route there to get beyond the cornerback. And Paul, something to watch the second half is him continuing that because they're going to have to throw the ball more. You're trailing by
Oh, of
so
course.
much. Tylen Taylor stepping up big and answering the bell for Lorain Titans.
I mean, you're exactly right. Tanner just did a quick dig route at the beginning of the route and just took off, and his speed took him the rest of the way. And now we're going to see the Titans offense stay out on the field for a 2-point try. 5 wide receivers, 4 to the left. Davis changing the play at the line. Getting the call from the sideline. Again, no more timeouts. You can't call one here. Let's see what he does. Davis has it, and now that's going to be a delay of game. And now Dresden, after moving back 5 yards, you just try for the extra point?
I wouldn't, based on how the extra points have gone so far for them, like special teams in general. I think they're going to leave them out there. This offense, it has potential to pick up chunk plays. So I think I'd just leave it out there, try and get 2 points. You need as many points you can get at this point. So
Yep.
just leave them out there, check this 2, and keep the ball in Davis's hands. You start to make some nice plays with the football.
He did. And you're right here. Davis is staying out there. Solomon in the backfield. Low snap. Davis picks it up, just pitches to Solomon, and he is blown up in the backfield. Nice tackle there from none other than your man, Julius Robinson. He is the MVP today. I don't care what anyone says.
He hasn't scored a touchdown or anything on offense, but on defense and special teams, lights out, as good as you can be. Julius Robinson, he's
A
far
man amongst
exceeded my
boys.
expectations. He's exceeded my expectations tonight. Played very well.
Yep.
Go back up though to Lorain real quick. I'll make a point. So by benching Davis for the couple plays we saw at the beginning of that drive, maybe it sent him a little bit of a mental signal, right?
Yep.
Hey, I'm not playing my best game. Coach, give me a second opportunity to go out there and show I'm the guy. And he stepped up. He made some great throws, led his team down, got a touchdown before half. Nice job by Davis to step up, get himself back in the game, and make the most of his opportunities.
Yep.
So I like to see what they end up doing second half as far as quarterback goes. But Davis, though, if he can start airing it out, especially too, like we just saw in that last drive, Tylen Taylor, definitely some potential there for Lorain to at least score some more points in the second half.
I mean, 31 points is a huge deficit to overcome in half number 2. But even if it's not for this game, especially for games later on in the season, if they can get that chemistry going between Davis and Taylor, look out, because that was just 3 plays. Would have been 2, but he just overthrew Taylor in that second play in the end zone. That could be something to look out for. Certainly a coaching adjustment Max Stevens is going to have to do in the locker room for this Tigers defense.
Back to kick for the Titans, number 20. Johnson.
Reginald Johnson
In the backfield.
getting ready to kick this one off. Still waiting on the call from the ref, and we're good.
And number 11, Henry.
Another squib kick. Scooped up, that one is muffed. Ball's on the ground. Wow. And they're just gonna have to dive on it. That was Tyron Morris. That would have been a huge mistake before half.
Football is such a game of bounces there.
Yep.
Takes one more bounce. Lorain's able to scoop that one up and get the offense back on the field. Unfortunately for them, Cleveland Heights falls on that football, but we'll see if Cleveland Heights just goes to the half. I know they still have 1 timeout, 18 seconds left. Be surprised they try to score more points before half, but we have seen Max Stevens be aggressive and put his team under some pressure to step up and answer the call in some higher pressure situations.
I mean, if you think about it, Max Stevens calls those 2 timeouts to try to get the ball. You think Titans were just comfortable just taking that one to the half? Instead, they go for it on 4th down. Ends up being a touchdown. Here comes Fair, rolls out to the right. He's going to take a shot deep on the run. Missed him, underthrew Perez Lemon. 10 seconds remaining.
Perez had a step on the defender, able to get across the field. on what looked like a deeper post, coming back left to right as we saw the quarterback roll out to the right. So it was a great play call there by the coach, just unfortunately not able to get as much on the ball. But Darian Fair, though, still though, we see Max Stevens putting him under pressure, trying to make him throw in these types of situations.
Yep.
Setting him up for success potentially later on in the year.
Well, we were wondering if Max Stevens was going to take this one to the half. Of course, that is not the case. They try to take a shot there. See if they'll do it again here. 2nd and 10 with 10 seconds to go in half number 1. Fair on the shotgun. Davis to his left. Fair's going to keep it. Trying to get the corner. And he will go out of bounds with 3 seconds left. Pick up a 7. But if you're the Titans, you're completely fine with that one.
Just don't. If you're the Titans, just don't give up a huge play.
Yep.
Here's your main goal. Nice play again from Fair, though. Really so deceptive. Turns probably a play that most quarterbacks would have taken a loss on into a positive gain. And probably time for one last play. We'll see if they just keep on the ground Fair. Maybe they try to roll him out again.
Yep.
Get a receiver to break down the field.
And now if you're the Titans, you just got to get everybody back. Play prevent defense. Do not let anything over the top. Now Fair's just going to throw it out to the flat. And he is taken down at the 45. That was Jeffrey Ward. First time calling his name today, the superstar freshman. And that will do it for half number 1. Your Cleveland Heights Tigers leads 49-18 against the Lorain Titans. And Dresden, what are you looking to see here in half number 2?
Well, I'm looking to see how Lorain's passing offense can get things going for them. We saw end of that half, Tyler Taylor really stepping up, making some plays as a receiver. And really for Cleveland Heights, I just want to see them play clean football. Obviously, just don't want to turn the ball minutes of a half typically. You also need them in your back pocket in case you get some defensive stands, get back in this game, and you can use them on defense to stop the clock when Cleveland Heights has the football. So not good. Not a great way to start the second half if you are Lorain.
Homecoming night, Friday night lights. The Tigers giving their fans everything.
Definitely fans showed up tonight too.
They did.
All
In this blackout game.
a lot bigger crowd than last week. And they're into it too.
Now we're going to Solomon. Looks like he's going to take the direct snap, but there's flags on the play. Looks like he's going to be offsides on the Tigers. So 5 free yards for the Titans. And again, penalties for both teams today. Can't make this coaches happy. Going to have to be a talking point in practice this week.
Yeah, and this time though, Lorain on the right side of the penalty, so able to get a free 5 yards. It's a key 5 yards, so
Yep.
sets up second and manageable.
Solomon, again, looks like he needs to take the direct snap. 5 wide. Sends a man in motion. Thought about pitching it. He's going to keep it. Once forward, gets about a yard. That was Rafael Hagler on the motion. Think he should have pitched it off there?
Yeah, not really a fan of the running back in the backfield. We just saw last drive out for Lorain. Chase Davis settling into a little bit of a groove, and now you're moving him around, taking him out from quarterback. Just let's get back to what you're doing at the end of the first half and see if you can repeat that success.
Yep. Davis now will be back out there on 2nd and 5. Sends Williams in motion. Davis is going to take a shot downfield. It's caught. No! Through the hands of Rico Anderson. Beautifully thrown ball. He threaded the needle, but Anderson could not hang on. Would have been a big play. Would have brought him across midfield.
Anderson just had a single step on the defender, and really a beautiful ball by Chase Davis. Just have to come down with that catch if you're Anderson. Huge, huge play that goes right through his hands. And once again, Lorain not able to capitalize on the opportunities that they have had and have to punt. Just not a good start this half if you're Lorain.
Even with the 5 free yards, thanks to the offsides, unable to do anything with it. And a punt to start off drive number 1. Punt is away. One of his best ones of the night. And they'll drop dead at the 47-yard line. So yet again, solid field position for Darian Fair and this Cleveland Heights offense. who's had their way against the Titans defense today.
We saw last week Cleveland Heights come out and start throwing the ball in the second half. Obviously, running clock last week, so it didn't really matter if you ran or threw the ball. Clock was going to be running regardless. But I would like to see if they come out, maybe try to get Darian Fair some passes to get things going. Again, making him play under pressure and see how well he's able to step up. And again, now we are in the running clock for the second half because it is over a 30-point game, so we'll be running from here on out until it's under a 30-point game. So see what Cleveland Heights is able to do here.
Fair under center. He's going to keep it. Look like a blown play. Ends up getting a nice gain at 17. Thought about handing it off to Brisker. And just hanging on to it, picking up a nice gain. And that's what Fair does so well today. We saw a few of those blown plays and just ends up just taking it himself, picking up a big gain.
So decisive. Says, if something's not going right in the backfield, I'm just going to get as many yards as I can.
Now they're going to hand it off. Outside pitch. That was John Gordon, the junior. Picks up a couple on the end around.
So much speed on this Cleveland Heights offense. Last week, Tywan Morris had that huge run off the bench. He's like, we haven't called his name. He's got so much speed. There are these guys, Gordon, Davis, Fair, obviously tons of speed out there for this Cleveland Heights offense. So hard to contain them on every single play if you're Lorain.
It's pick your poison if you're Lorain defense. Fair and shotgun. Davis to his left. Now he moves to his right. 4 wide. He's going to hand it off to Davis. Davis stumbles, gets up, but no, they're going to call him down. Wow. They're going to say he was down. If not, he would have walked into the end zone. Well, as he stumbled, his knee must have hit the ground. Interesting call. I did not see his knee hit, but the ref had a better look than us.
Really, in the first half, he had a similar play where he stumbled and regained his balance and carried on. So, interesting decision there. But still a nice run, regardless. Offensive line, big hole there, doing their job very well. We saw them come out in trips, and then Lorain came out not in the proper formation, moved the linebacker back to the trip side. That opened up a huge hole. And that was a penalty now on Cleveland Heights.
Yep. It's going to be a false start. And Max Stevens is not happy, I think, with the officiating, claiming the Titans defense moved first.
I wonder, was it on offensive lineman, or they get mad at Coach Stevens now?
Stevens is heated down there on the field. I think we're going to timeout here for Cleveland Heights. So we're going to burn an early one. But don't think they're going to need him down the stretch. They are in control of this one, to say the least, up 49-18. In Dresden, we saw last week against Akron, they scored 54. They're a touchdown away from breaking that one.
Well on their way to scoring more than that. This offense is it's unreal. They have so much depth everywhere. And really, I think, like, one of their biggest opponent sometimes on offense, especially in the second half, is that running clock. Clock runs out.
Yep,
they
exactly.
put up more points last week. They put more points today even, but we're already halfway through the third quarter.
Yep.
And, I mean, at this point, it's just the clock's going to keep running, keep moving every single play. So you can limit their time out there on offense, but this offense is unreal to watch. So much speed, like we had mentioned, but offensive line able to execute really well on all their blocks, get to second level very well. Darian Fair, pretty clean. He saw that one turnover earlier, but he's a pretty clean quarterback. Keeps the ball on Cleveland. Doesn't make bad decisions very, very rarely. So see if they can get some more points here.
And we saw Fair make up for that one turnover he had by going down and scoring 2 straight. Well on their way here to start the second half. In case you were wondering, 69 is the score to beat. Had that in week 2. Fair rolling out to left. Thought about throwing it. Decides to keep it. Now he will throw it to the end zone. He's got a man. Touchdown! Darian Fair can do no wrong.
I mean, he's rolling left. He's pump faking, making a guy miss, coming back and twist his hips and launching the ball as good as you can be. It looked like this Quincy Rogers receiving end of that one. Great way by him to stay with the play. So play broke down. You get Fair rolling out of the pocket. Receivers have to go find an opening in the defense, settle in, find the soft spot among the defenders, and he does a great job. Quincy Rogers, nice job to go get that ball too.
And it's got to be a good feeling if you're Rogers and these other Cleveland Heights wide receivers, knowing your quarterback is always going to make some plays. It's up to you to find that open spot in the defense, and he did it there. 2-point conversion now. Run attempt. Not going to get there. Marquise Davis with the attempt.
So again, Max Stevens came out, they threw the ball a little bit more on that drive, and that's giving him confidence. When they go out in the playoffs and they have to go down, score a touchdown, they know Darian Fair can go out there and make plays outside the pocket with defenders in his face, throwing accurate throws later on in the season. So Max Stevens now probably saw something special there from Darian Fair, a little more relaxed, a little more comfortable with his talents the rest of the way out. That's excellent quarterbacking from Darian Fair.
And of course, as you mentioned, a deep playoff run is expected out of this team. Round 1 will take place October 28th. So as you mentioned, being able to get that air attack down going into the playoffs is key for this team.
Last year, unfortunately, Paul, I was actually at Cleveland Heights' final game of the season in the playoffs against Medina. Medina had Drew Aller last year. He's Penn State, playing for Penn State already as a freshman, a 5-star, #1 quarterback prospect in that class. But if they don't run into a Drew Aller, this team could go very far in the playoffs. They're so talented, well coached in all areas of their team. Very, very impressive team Cleveland Heights has this year.
Sean Clifford's got to be careful. Drew Aller is coming for his job.
I'm a big Drew Aller fan, so I wouldn't mind seeing it. But I know you like Clifford a little bit more than me. So,
as an Ohio State fan, Clifford scares me. Gave us a scare last year. And yeah, maybe not as athletic as Aller, but he's a leader of that team. Now a squib kick, scooped up at the 30, taken down at the 35. That was returned by Noah Buchman. 55-18. If you're the Titans team right now, obviously this game is out of hand. You're looking to build some confidence in the next week. How you doing that, Dresden?
Well, I am putting my star receiver, Tylen Taylor, back in the game. I'm going to try and get him the ball. Again, he showed me so much at the end of that second quarter. I want to see what else he can do. And also, I'm done punting. Unless it's like 4th and 15. I'll just keep the offense out there, see if you can get anything going, because at this point, you can't stop Cleveland Heights' offense, really. So might as well keep your own offense out there. See if you can pick up points. You need to get momentum the rest of the way out, because this is not a bad football team. It's just Cleveland Heights is so good that you need that momentum the rest of the year. Davis
is going to hand it off to John Solomon. Picks up a gain of 4. We see him to go with that formation a lot. Send the wide receiver in the motion, and you give us the option to hand it off to him or hand it off to Solomon up the middle. Chose Solomon on that play. And of course, Owen Brisker with the tackle. Man, is he something. One of the best defenders on this team. Of course, the best running back.
He's
up there with Marquise Davis.
So talented. Definitely, he's a throwback type of football player. Hard hits, fills the gaps really well from the linebacker spot.
Now we have another flag, and that's going to be a false start on the Titans. More penalties.
Just when you start to get things going, get 3 yards, kind of set yourself up for some more success. 5-yard penalty sets you back now. 2nd and long. Now, might have to throw the ball. Your pass rush has been getting home pretty much all night. Not an ideal situation to be in, but you got to step up at some point. You got to stop making bad plays if you're Lorain. And a credit to Cleveland Heights for being so far showing themselves as a pretty well coached team and being more disciplined. Being far more disciplined tonight.
Davis takes the snap, looks to the outside, throws it across the middle. Nice catch, and taken down at midfield. Rico Anderson took a pop at midfield, lost his helmet. Well, he had to go up, climb a ladder to catch that one.
Great play design. They motion receiver across formation to leave Anderson by himself over on the right side, and then one-on-one with the cornerback. Anderson has shown enough tonight to at least make a move on one defender and get open. So nice ball by Davis there, lays it right in, and Anderson able to come up with that one. Nice play there. I like that a lot from Lorain.
This time they're going to hand it off. Again, Solomon cuts back. Down at the 24-yard line. Another big carry for Solomon. Didn't break it off. It wasn't another home run hitter, but pick up a 20. And now Titans are in business here. And it's got an injured player on the field.
Another nice run by Solomon there. And starting to see 2 back-to-back big plays by Lorain. Starting to get that offense some more confidence, starting to get positive yards, and really, if they can keep this up, score a touchdown, at least give themselves some more momentum headed into this next rest of the way of the season.
Kind of interesting, Dresden. We see, I mean, they went out with the air attack early on. But they did those short routes, threw it out in the flat, etc. But, you know, as we see lately, these receivers, we saw Anderson, we're seeing Taylor really starting to step up. Surprised they did not go to it more often.
Yeah, and go back to last week against Akron Firestone. Akron wasn't able to complete those deep passes.
Yep.
There were a couple opportunities for bigger plays down the football field against Cleveland Heights defense. And again today, those opportunities are there, just have to hit them. And they haven't really been able to do it as often tonight.
And now they're going to run it up the middle. Solomon again. Kept up of a couple. Pardon me, that was Osier Kimball with the handoff, who received the handoff. Under 3 to go in quarter number 3. 55-18, Cleveland Heights leads over the Lorain Titans. And of course, the running clock. If a team leads by more than 30 into the second half, that clock continues to run. Davis again sending his man in motion. Takes the snap, throws it across. Risky throw there, looking for Anderson again. That same play that worked a couple plays ago. That time, a little bit off the target. Anderson had to bat that one down, play a little bit of defense.
Perryman there, nice job. He was more expecting that one. I think second time he's seen it now on this drive, so he's a little more aware of what Lorain's trying to do out there with Anderson. Davis, definitely a risky throw. It looks like he's just a one-read type of route where he's just taking the ball, gonna throw it no matter what. See number 1, we see for Cleveland Heights, Marquise Davis kind of lingering now over there. I think next time they do that, Marquise Davis will be all over that for a pick.
DiBernardo in motion. Davis throws it out to the flat. He's got his man, sheds one tackle. Just gets back to the line of scrimmage. That was caught by Ryan DiBernardo.
Nice tackle there by Perryman coming up from cornerback. A lot of times cornerbacks, sometimes scared to come hit. That time, Perryman said, I'm going to go do my best Julius Robinson impression. It makes a nice hit. That's what you like to see from quarterbacks, though.
It
Typically, have quarterbacks that can cover and also support with their tackles. That's great cornerback play.
Again, Davis in the gun. Sends Williams in motion this time. Fakes it to him. Davis throws it to the end zone. Knocked away. Tremendous defense there.
Henry Perryman again. That's 3 straight plays where he's made a big play. He had that pass breakup on Anderson 3 plays ago. Nice run support tackle. A tackle on that little screen. And then it comes up there. That's fantastic. That's as well coached of a player and execution by the player as you can get in high school.
That was a perfect read on the route. Nearly come up with the interception. But instead, the Titans will attempt a field goal here. Cut into this lead.
I believe that's 4th down, so. Cleveland Heights
that was 4th down. You were correct.
Cleveland Heights offense back out there. I know there's a little, I lost track of the chains. It looked like stuff was moving around, wasn't able to see, but Darren Ferry's back out on the field now for Cleveland Heights.
So Titans, after a promising drive, come up empty-handed. Can their defense get a stop? Fair shotgun. Hands it off up the middle to Davis. Picks up a few. Already under a minute to go in quarter number 3. And of course, Cleveland Heights will be back in action a week from today as they take on the Strongsville Mustangs. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Three wide right. Fair again's going to hand it off to Davis. Trying to get the edge. Still going. Taken down at the 40 for a second there. I thought he was going to break that one free and take it to the house. But he got tripped up and eventually wrestled down at the 40-yard line.
What a way to play that third quarter. If you're Cleveland Heights, come out, running the ball well, throwing the ball extremely well. Defense stepping up, making some nice plays, not giving up any points. As good of a third quarter as you could hope for if you're Max Stevens.
1 quarter to go. All Cleveland Heights. We'll be right back.
So make sure you call your parents or book your Ubers or call your Lyfts. Because it's about that time. weekend. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter in this one. Cleveland Heights leads 55-18 against the Lorain Titans. Backup QB in now. Lakes fumbled the snap. Pile for it. The Titans say they have it. Still waiting on the ref's response. Amar Lakes saw him a few plays in that first half. Dresden comes in here for the first time to start the fourth. And that's going to be Titans ball. Mishandled the snap, and the Titans come away with it. That's the third fumble today by the Tigers.
Last week against Akron Firestone, first play for Lakes in the second half, he did fumble. Maybe it was the first play he was in. He did fumble a snap as well. Botched play, did recover it though. So Lakes definitely, it's a little hard though coming as backup quarterback. Have to settle into the game. It's used to sit on the bench, like coming in. First snap, fumbles it, unfortunately. But again, let's see if this Cleveland Heights defense can step up, answer the bell once again. Ben Stout the second half.
So Chase Davis is back out there. Gabriel Davis, of course, the wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills.
Paul from Buffalo, so of course you're making the Bills references, but
Have to give him my due diligence. Davis has it. Throws it. Incomplete. Looking for a back shoulder attempt. Attended wide receiver, John Solomon. We saw what he does on the ground. Had a pass attempt there, just falls incomplete.
not a bad throw from Chase Davis. You would like to see Salomon whip his head around a little bit quicker, right? He's coming on that wheel, so gotta get your head, snap it back to the quarterback as soon as you pass the defender's hip. A little bit late there, so not a bad throw from Davis, just kind of running back there. Needs to whip his head around, but still now. You see Lorain starting to try and air the ball out, and they're having some receivers in space, so definitely potential here to put up some more points for Lorain.
Hagler takes a snap, fights forward across the 35-yard line. Bring up 3rd and 4. Part of it going to be 3rd and 7. Of course, 4 down territory here for the Titans.
They look like, once again, more one-on-one coverage to the top of the field. Wonder if they'll try one of those same things that they did with Anderson, that just quick little deep slant.
Davis goes to the outside again. That time a bit off. Again, going back shoulder. And 4th and 7 coming up. Intended wide receiver was Raphael Hagler.
4th and 7, gotta keep your offense out here.
Yep.
I try and go to the top of the field though. You have 2 receivers over there. Maybe try and crisscross them. So have them both go vertical but cross. See if you can get Perryman to switch over on the wrong guy and get a shot down the field.
I'm surprised Titans have not taken a shot downfield after the quick change, quick turnover. Usually that's when you like to see offenses take a quick shot down the field. 3 quick passes. And before this play, it's going to be timeout by the Titans. That is their second timeout of the half on a 4th and 7 incoming.
So I think what they were wanting to do when they motioned that receiver back towards us, they were trying to leave one-on-one to the field side with Buchanan by himself, but we saw Cleveland Heights safety stay over the top, so they still had that 2-on-1 on Buchanan. So I believe that's a good timeout there by Lorain just to reset. You don't want to throw. If they had a play called for a one-on-one receiver and the safety stayed over the top, that's probably a pick waiting to happen. So good timeout, reset your quarterback, new play call incoming for this next play.
9 minutes to go in quarter number 4. This game got interesting early in the second quarter with back-to-back touchdowns from the Titans. But as the Tigers have done it all year, they've quickly responded and put this game away. Now it's just clean-up crew time. See if Chase Davis and this offense can get some momentum going into next week. But again, you're exactly right. This is not a bad Lorain Titans team. It's just the Cleveland Tigers. They are in a league of their own right now.
This is the most points Lorain scored all year.
Yep.
They previously, most points scored was week 1 against Ravenna. Put up 16. They're up to 18 now. So That's one big positive if you're Lorain you can take with you the rest of the way.
Davis sending Williams in motion. Salomon to his right. Again, Williams will come back around. Davis looking. Takes a shot to Williams. Caught! Taken down at the 9-yard line. Wow. Back-to-back motions for Williams. Ends up taking a bomb down at the 9-yard line.
Getting that wheel, that running back wheel has been there all night long. And good throw by Davis. It's a hard throw to make. You have to defender over the top and underneath. Still really layer that ball in. Another nice throw in this offense now. Another chance for another touchdown. Get past the 20-point mark in this game.
Yep.
That's a huge victory for Lorain's offense.
Lorain going tempo. Trying to hand it to Salomon. That play is dead. Davis decides to keep it. Ends up picking up a couple of yards, but smart play there by Davis. He would have handed that off to Salomon. They would have lost a couple. Instead, gained a few.
Good play by Davis, at least to get back a few more yards. It could have been easily blown up in the backfield, but nice heads-up play. We'll see what they do. I really like what they're doing in the passing game. They just stay with it, see if you can get a touchdown here through the air. I think it's there.
I'd like to see them go more tempo. You saw Davis signaling to it. He takes a snap, throws it to the end zone across the middle, nearly intercepted. Risky throw there by Davis. So there's an injured player down for the Tigers.
Not really what I would like to see there. They're in slants, so everything's across the middle of the field. Most of Lorain's yards from the passing game has been on the outsides. Those wheel routes, more of a perimeter game. Stay with that. Maybe try and hit an out route. Maybe try to hit something on the backfield on a swing route. Not in the middle of the field with a linebacker sitting there to possibly pick the ball off.
And that was your man, Julius Robinson, who nearly got that interception. Just unable to come away with it, but he made a diving effort. You just can't say enough about how he's been today.
All over the field. We saw that in coverage, in the run game, special teams. We have raved about his special teams effort. Plays with a lot of heart, and you can definitely tell. He's one of the better players, and I know he doesn't make the touchdowns. He doesn't score all the touchdowns to his team. He isn't, picking passes off left and right or anything crazy, but he is just consistently doing the right thing every single play. Julius Robinson is a heck of a football player.
Special shout out to our producers of tonight's game. Working hard all day. Putting on a perfect show for you folks.
It's a great setup Cleveland Heights has for high school. I mean, my high school doesn't have anything like this. I know your high school doesn't have this either.
We barely even
so
have a
nice.
football team. Yeah.
It's so nice to have. I mean, parents can watch from anywhere, still see their kids. It's awesome.
Got to give credit to the crowd, the students who came out tonight on homecoming. They've been energetic right from the jump. Still a decent crowd, even though this game has been over for a while. 7:14 remaining. The crowd is still here. Got to give a shout out to them. They got a tremendous fan base.
Paul, looking ahead the rest of the way for Cleveland Heights. Next week, taking on Strongsville. Strongsville entering tonight 2-2 on the season. After that, head to Bedford and play the Bearcats, entering tonight 1-3. And then week 8, Maple Heights. Right now 3-1 this season. They put up 72 points week 1 against Cleveland John F. Kennedy. So circling that week 8 game. It's a home game for Cleveland Heights. That'll be a great game against Maple Heights. Looking forward to seeing if Cleveland Heights can pull that game out. And then the rest of the way is Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary's, and week 10 finished up with Shaker Heights, and then potentially a playoff game, or 2, or 3.
That Mustangs game, that's going to be a lot of points scored on that one. Definitely take the over. Now direct handoff to Solomon, trying to get the edge. He will score. Solomon takes it to the right, is able to tuck it into the corner. And you mentioned earlier you weren't really a big fan of running backs taking the direct snap, but on that one, goes for 6.
Worked out. That was a great run by Solomon. Goal line, I'm not as opposed to on the goal line, able to get to his hands a little bit quicker. You see Derrick Henry sometimes take those a little bit more often on the goal line. But again, we saw them now. Lorain's up to 24 points, potentially 25, pending the extra point. And a good drive. Chase Davis leads him right down. Puts some nice passes, nice little wheel route to Gyro Williams, and just executing pretty well there. That's not a bad Lorain offense at all. That's very, very good, doing some advanced things through the air. So I like what I see there.
And if you're Max Stevens, you got kind of feeling this game is the best of both worlds. You're going to leave here with the win, but at the same time, there's a lot of things you got to clean up. Too many penalties. You know, there's a lot of things clean up defensively as that extra point is blocked. But you're Max Stevens, you know, you really got to nail these things home in this coming week in practice.
Yeah, you're for sure going to walk out here with the win if you're Max Stevens, but you also definitely have those lists of things that you know you can improve on. And your team's not in jeopardy of losing this game ever, really, but you now know, like, there's kind of a reality check. Last week, blowing out Akron Firestone. Now you can go back and say, look, like, here's some things we need to work on, guys. We need to make sure we hammer these home. The rest of the way out, it's not going to get any easier, so got to make sure you keep those things addressed.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, we mentioned this last week. Akron had chances to go over the top, just unable to capitalize. Titans have had those chances and have capitalized. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Tigers clean that up going forward. I think that's sort of the biggest weakness for this defense.
Yeah, other teams might start to see that on film a little bit more, see those opportunities down the field. And really, though, it's hard, though, because Cleveland Heights pass rush gets home so quickly. Those shots down the field those opportunities don't pop up often. But when they do, they definitely are there for the opposing offenses to take. It's just a matter if you can execute well enough along the offensive line and get a nice throw and catch deeper down the field. But Cleveland Heights, just that defense, it's so fast, so strong, so physical. Always nowhere to be to. So tough unit out there.
And don't even get me started about that special teams. Whew. That is the best. But whoever's coaching this Cleveland Heights special teams needs to go over to Ohio State football and show them how it's done, because they are ferocious, they are fast, and man, do they hit.
Typically on special teams, when I watch on Saturdays and Sundays at home, I don't really pay attention. Like kickoff, I'm just kind of like, go on my phone. No, with Cleveland Heights, I'm dead locked on to the special teams unit. So fun to watch. It's really refreshing to see a special teams unit that cares about football and wants to go out there and put forth effort. It's awesome.
Kick is underway. And this is a shanker. It will go right out of bounds. And that's going to be flag.
Trying to kick it there and get it to kind of deaden so you can maybe recover the kick, but unfortunately too much on that from the kicker there for Lorain. That was Reginald Johnson kicking that one. But
what a name. What a name.
Definitely kind of a throwback name. I like it.
It is.
He's only 5'5", 130 pounds. They list him as not only a kicker, but also a receiver and a defensive back.
Be interesting to see him out there as a receiver.
But he might have some speed on him.
I've seen him run down on his kicks. He definitely does.
See now, Lake's back in at quarterback for Cleveland Heights. Remember, did have that fumble.
Yep.
But he's been solid, though, throughout last week and then some earlier parts of this game when he came in for fair. Definitely some potential there with Lakes.
Lakes under center. Another fumbled snap. Wow, and the Titans have it again. And Lakes, back-to-back fumbled snaps. To start this quarter.
The coaching staff not happy here, not only in the press box, but also on the field. You can just see not very satisfied with how their backup quarterbacks came in. Trying to give Darian Fair a break. You know, Darian Fair does so much for this offense, runs the ball so many times. The less you have him out there at the end of games that are 31-point games, the better. But when your backup quarterback starts fumbling the football, coaches do not like turnovers. And at that point, you know, it's just you want your offense out on the field. You don't want to keep around this defense out there, and you also don't want to have to put in Darian Fair again. So Lakes hopefully get that figured out and take a better chance with this opportunity.
It's weird because Lakes came in last week, and it was just like they didn't miss a beat, you know, but back-to-back fumbled snaps. But now we get to see Davis back out there again. Can they put 6 more points on the board? Hands it off to Solomon. A tough yard. Man, he is really taking a lot of tough hits today, but he's done well.
When they run that same play, you saw right there, they also run a bubble screen at the top of the field with the two receivers, and it's there. You can get an easy at least 3-4 yards with that. So if I'm offensive coordinator later on this year, I will just tell Chase Davis, let's start pulling that and just throw it out in the flat, get my bubble screen receiver some free yards.
Davis again. Throws it high throw. Missed his intended wide receiver, Tylen Taylor, who, of course, had that touchdown to end the first half. First time we've seen him targeted here in half number 2.
Nice to see him back out there. He has a lot of potential. He's only a sophomore. Already made an impact in this game, and I feel like there's a lot more there that they could dive into with him.
Titans caught a break there as Solomon jumped. Fortunately, the rest did not catch it. Instead, it'll be 3rd and 10. Davis throws it to the flat. Another high throw. Will go nowhere. Maybe a gain of a yard. That one was caught by Noah Buchanan. And 4th and long coming up. Of course, we're going to see this offense out on the field. They've been going for it throughout the second half.
Lorain tried to run a tunnel screen there, so that's your outside receiver coming back towards the quarterback, and receivers get out and blocking for him. But unfortunately, opportunities there, but this Cleveland Heights defense just swarms the football so well, closes down, and doesn't allow much of a gain at all.
4 wide. Halfback right. Davis sends Salomon out. Takes a snap, fumble the snap, and just has to dive on it. And that's how that offensive possession will come to an end on 4th and long. But there is a flag on the play, and it's going against the Heights.
Looked like there, Chase Davis, for some reason, when the snap was coming in, took his eyes off the snap and looked somewhere else. I wonder if he maybe saw someone jump off sides. Not quite sure.
It was late, a late flag.
Very late flag, though. So, strange play, but it looks like Lorain will get another opportunity to convert this 4th down. Strange play. There's been some strange flags tonight.
There has.
Overall. Weird timing. I mean, not necessarily the flag, but just the timing of the flag. It's been a little strange.
I mean, we've seen some before even kickoffs. We've seen some flags. We see some flags like this one well after the play was over. Now I think there's even more confusion about if the Titans will get another chance at that 4th down.
Now
the Heights are bringing out their kicking unit.
Looks like,
I don't know.
I'm
Again, more confusion.
looks like
And yeah, it looks like they're going to have to bring out the defense. So the offense is back out on the field for Cleveland.
I'm not quite sure what happened 100%. It looks like, yeah, Cleveland Heights offense will be back out on the field, but strange sequence again. Not really much of an explanation as well.
It's almost like they heard us and were like, we're going to up it up, make it even more confusing. That time, Lakes does get the handoff clean. Goes nowhere. As that clock continuing to run, just over 3 to play.
Still so lost. If it was only a 5-yard penalty, if it had been a post-snap penalty, it would have been 15 typically. That's what they are. Usually you don't have a post-snap penalty. It's only 5 yards. So
Yep.
strange, again, strange sequence, but Cleveland Heights back on offense.
Lakes under center. He's going to keep it this time. Picks up a few. Again, the running back in here for the Tigers is Mekhi Webb, the junior. So Dresden, this is our second game in which we call this Cleveland Heights football team. They are something special, aren't they?
Just so much talent. I mean, their depth chart just oozes talent at this point.
Yep.
Backups are even fast, strong, physical.
As Lakes pitches this on the outside, carried by Tawan Morris, the senior. Doesn't get much.
Morris last week, huge touchdown run. I believe it was about 70 yards. 68 actually. So he's got a ton of speed. They're just loaded across all facets of their team. Well coached. I know they turned the ball over several times tonight. A couple of them kind of flukier plays, but something they do need to clean up. But still, though, this offense has been just, it's lights out. They execute on all levels of their offense.
It's going to be pitched there on 4th down, close to the marker. See if the refs give it to him. And the refs are signaling for a first down. So now I expect to see a couple more runs than the kneel down, as the Tigers are going to take this one pretty comfortably as they lead 55-24 against the Lorain Titans. Another run. Lakes keeps it again. Nowhere to go. Loss of a couple. Under a minute remaining.
One of your last snaps for Cleveland Heights. See if they can break something open.
Again, they're going to run it. Gain of a couple.
It's like
That was McKee Webb yet again with the carry.
sometimes this point in the game when you get some other guys in who might not get all the touches, it is nice to still
Yep.
see them, gain some yards and get some touches. Those are just as valuable touches as
They are
anything.
exactly. They are so valuable. Maybe not this year, but when those starters start to play next year, year after that, these touches are so valuable. Let's get a feel for the game. Last play, Lakes fumbles it again, just scoops it up, and he's going to take off. And he is taken down. And that will do it. Cleveland Tigers are going to take this one 55-24 against the Lorain Titans as they move to 5-0 overall and 2-0 in league play, while the Titans fall to 1-4 and 0-2 in league play.